Oh. I honestly just showed that because I wanted to show off the fact that I got gold, and I thought it was kind of a nice clip. But I wanted to make this video because I feel like it's appropriate to make it at this point. Jeff pretty much did the same thing with the beta, and I'm doing basically the exact same thing, but with the full game and just talking about things that I think are just completely broken in this game. It's pretty obvious from the title. But obviously from the title, I wanted to talk about basically everything I could think of that is wrong with Vanguard. Now, before I even start it, I do want to say, number one, I'm going to be playing this game basically the whole year round because I don't like Warzone enough to play it by myself and have enough fun playing it all year round. I don't really like Warzone that much. I just have more fun in multiplayer. There's more content that I like making multiplayer videos than there is in Warzone, which I know is kind of stupid to do because Vanguard's viewership on YouTube is awful. It's terrible. But I just like making montages and uploading sniping clips and stuff like that, which, I mean, I can do it in Warzone, but it's just, it doesn't happen as often. I can't do it as consistently. I did it for a while, but I was also only playing Warzone because it was towards the end of Cold War before this came out. And also, this game at the base, I think it's good. I do think it's a good game, but there's just so many little things in it that add up, and I think that's what pushes people away from even thinking about getting it, and why people are so quick to just not even think about buying it, watching it, basically anything. So number one, obviously, if I'm talking about this, the number one thing that I would say is wrong with this game, which a lot of people disagree with, but I don't really care, is sniping. And a lot of people think that like snipers are overpowered or whatever, and it's annoying, which it is pretty annoying to die to a sniper, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not saying that sniping needs to be the easiest thing in the world, because I honestly like it being a little bit harder. And to back it up, I played Black Ops 3 for my total time played for Black Ops 3 just in multiplayer. This doesn't include the time that I spent on zombies or bots, because I spent so much time in bots in that game just trying to get my shot like halfway decent so I could actually hit stuff and make videos on it. I had 29 days played in multiplayer on that game, and that was on my old account. I had played a little bit more after that. I mean, it was probably for like a day in total after that, but on the newer account. So it's not like I don't like sniping to be a little bit challenging. But the difference between this and, I mean, Cold War kind of had it too. Modern Warfare 2019, just, I'm not even going into that game. I could make an essay on why I hate that game. Aww. But the difference between this and Black Ops 3 is Black Ops 3, they made it challenging because there was no aim assist on snipers. But the thing is, the snipers weren't bad themselves, if that makes sense. Taking away aim assist on snipers was just something that players had to get used to. All that really did, the only challenge that you had to get used to with taking away aim assist, which honestly, it carried over from then. After Black Ops 3, I stopped dragging. I mean, part of it is I don't play on max sensitivity anymore after that game. I haven't used it, except in Cold War, actually. For some reason, Cold War, I was just able to play on 2020, and I was perfectly fine. But this game, sniping itself is bad, but also the snipers are bad. The snipers in this game are way inconsistent. In comparison, when you level them up, they start to become a lot more consistent. Like the Kar 98 isn't really that bad once you get it leveled up. But that, along with how slow it is, there's no sniper that has basically anything more than 5 bullets in a magazine. Wait a minute, damn it. There's no sniper that has any more bullets than 5 bullets in a magazine. And you can level up the Type 99, get the 20 round drum or whatever, but still, that gun is, to me, that's just so fucking inconsistent. I can't use it. The fire rate is way slow on snipers. Fire rate's low. The ADS time is just, I don't even have to say it. Like, people know what I'm talking about. If you've tried sniping in this game, if you're a casual player and you've tried sniping in this game, you probably didn't do it after you tried it for 5 minutes. Because there was no point. I mean, you're gonna be outclassed by literally everything else by a mile, to the point where you can't really, unless you spend days upon days, unless this is your job to play this game, or you are like me and you want to make montages or whatever, you're not going to have fun sniping. There's no reason, there's no motive for you to use a sniper at all, because the map design, it doesn't make sense to use a sniper, which that itself is good. I'm glad that the map design pushes for people to push and play aggressive, but the snipers are just, they're way too, they're too weak. And I don't know why Activision or whoever made the decision to start making snipers as bad as they are. I don't understand the reason for it. When they started making every other gun incredibly strong in comparison, because it's not like snipers took a hit and then every other gun in the game took a hit as well. It was just snipers primarily that took a hit. And I've said it before, the games that tend to do better, and it might not even be like a direct correlation or whatever, it honestly probably isn't, it's just what I've noticed, is that any Call of Duty that had good sniping in it did better in sales, in YouTube viewership, and everything, because a lot of people actually do watch sniping stuff. It's just a fact. And at this point in the game, I don't see them buffing the snipers. I just don't. I don't know why. I have a weird feeling I don't see them doing it, which to me, it's whatever at this point. Like I said, I've said it in a video before, I've gotten used to it myself, but for other people, they don't like it. And it's one more reason for them not to play this game, or to even buy it or watch it, anything. I mean, the sales of this game are already down 40% from, I think, Cold War or Call of Duty in general. I don't know. This is the worst selling Call of Duty that has come out since, like, I don't even know when. I don't know if that's, like, since Call of Duty in general. I don't know if that's since Modern Warfare 2019. I don't know, honestly. But that's what I wanted to talk about with snipers. The next thing I wanted to talk about was worthless content. And what I mean by that is, basically, this game is full of stuff. It has so many different attachments. It has actually a pretty good amount of guns, has a bunch of different camos and things like that. The problem is a lot of it is stuff that people won't even use. It was time spent making these attachments and things like that people just they're not going to use them. And I'm trying to word this as best as I can. Like, I have the Word doc open right now, but I don't have like a script or something like that to go off of, so I'm just looking at the Word and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is what I think about it. But if I go over here and you just, for example, something like snipers, you can put all of these different attachments on your snipers, which is awesome, that's great. But then you actually start looking at the attachments themselves, and it's stuff that people just aren't going to use. It's a fact. There's nobody will use it. Maybe people will use it as some kind of, I don't know, some kind of video to make the worst sniper possible, which is, that was done on Modern Warfare as well. But just easy example right here, the magazine attachments. This first attachment that you unlock for a sniper that is already, all of the snipers are pretty inconsistent. They all hit mark pretty often. An attachment like this that increases ADS speed, which that's good, increases fire rate, that's also good, but you take a bullet velocity and range hit, bullet penetration hit, and a damage hit. This attachment is worthless. No one will use this attachment. There is no reason to use this attachment, because anybody that is sniping, that's trying to quickscope people, yeah, you get an ADS buff, but you get the damage hit. So you literally hit mark everybody with this attachment. When I was getting gold on this and I had to use this attachment, there was basically no point in time where I didn't hit mark somebody unless they were super, super, super low. I hit marked somebody 3 times with the thing. A 3-round mag on a sniper rifle. That explains itself. Nobody's gonna use that, especially when it's on something like the Kar 98 where it doesn't reload that quick. Pointless. This was a pointless attachment to put in the game. This was wasted time right here. Another one, you get ADS speed, you get reload quickness, but 3-round mag. Pointless again. And this one could be great, but you take a huge damage hit. I think the health for multiplayer is 100 in this game. This takes your damage down to 47. So that explains itself once again. All of these attachments right here, all the time that they spent making these attachments was wasted time, because I promise you, Sledgehammer Games and Activision, nobody's using this shit. Nobody. It was pointless. It was absolutely pointless to put this in the game, unless it was solely put in the game in order to go for camos, which in that case, you should have just made another challenge that made more sense to get the final camo for the gun. And that's just for snipers. If I go over to something like an STG, once again, ton of attachments, so many attachments. I honest to God do not think you need this many fucking sights. You just don't. You literally don't. A lot of them are just the same, they're worse versions of another site that you could put on. They literally just aren't worth it. And that itself is just a huge problem. The fact that they dumped so much time into making these attachments for people to think that it was going to be awesome. The gunsmith itself, when that was in Black Ops 3, I'm pretty sure that's the first time it came out. I don't think, I could be way wrong. It might have been in Black Ops 2. I don't think it was. I'm just getting mixed up at this point. The gunsmith itself is awesome. That was a humongous, that was a great idea in general. It was when they started adding an abundance of worthless attachments to the gun that just, there's no point. Once again, just another reason for somebody not to buy this game. So that's the worthless content thing. The next thing I wanted to talk about was weapon balancing, which kind of ties in with snipers, but it takes snipers completely out of the equation. I won't even talk about them for this part. Mainly the only guns that I get killed by are the STG and the MP40. I would say 60 to 70% of the time that I die from somebody, those are the two guns that I die from. And the reason I bring that up is because when you don't balance guns good enough for people to have a motive to use anything else besides like basically two guns in the whole game, it starts making the game itself just dry. It's not fun. It's not fun to play, and it's sure as hell not fun to watch when you are just watching the same thing over and over and over. Which, coming from me, is pretty hypocritical considering I use the same fucking gun consistently. I'll use the same sniper. I'll use the same one sniper all year long to make videos on it. But to me, it feels different, and I think it just statistically shows if people are watching somebody use the same sniper, it is not the same as watching some kind of like sweat or competitive player use the same gun over and over and over and over and over. That's part of the fun in sniping. You can do so much with it. That, to me anyway. But there is no reason to use other guns. There's no motive when you will kill somebody with an STG, not to mention the fucking headshot multiplier being absolutely through the roof for no reason whatsoever. If you can basically snipe somebody with the thing from across the map, there is no reason to not use it because it's good close range, it's good mid range, and it's great far range. And again, it just starts making things not fun to watch. It starts making the content in the game not as fun to play and stuff like that. Little side note, I didn't even put this in the Word doc, that little stun effect that happens when you get shot at from like straight on or when you're looking directly at somebody, take that shit out of the game. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. Like, I thought it was going to be a way bigger problem than it actually is, but my god, it's just fucking annoying. The little amount of times that it does happen, it's just annoying. It's pointless. Take it out of the game. It doesn't even serve a purpose. There's like that. There was no reason for me to get stunned there. That's not a good effect to have in a game. That's a terrible, terrible idea. This kind of relates back to sniping a little bit, but even for people that don't snipe, I know they feel it. The flinch in this game, go back to how Cold War did it. I'm pretty sure Cold War took flinch away completely. Take that shit out. I would rather have no flinch whatsoever, no matter what. I don't care. Do not make my character flinch ever. That over what happens in this game. I'm just gonna let somebody kill me, and I want to see what happens when I'm scoped in. It doesn't make sense. There's no reason why when somebody is shooting at you and you're shooting at somebody else deserves to get the upper hand just from literal luck of the game to shoot you in the head and get a multiplier of 100% basically and kill you for it. It doesn't make sense. It does not add up. This one doesn't really need to be talked about that much because it's pretty straightforward. But camo glitches, and I don't even feel it. I haven't had a camo glitch yet. The only gun that I went for gold was the Car 98. And when I say camo glitches, I don't mean like the glitch to get atomic or whatever. That already got nerfed, which that in itself I had a problem with. I didn't have a problem with them nerfing it. It's understandable, but I have a problem with them immediately jumping to fix that rather than everything else. But there's people that could have had atomic by now that have literally spent weeks going for it. They can't even get it because of fucking glitches within the game that I don't know. They just overlook. They don't care about it. I could be speaking from complete ignorance, but I don't think it's that hard to fix it. If you have a development team of that many people, I cannot imagine that it's that hard to fix it. But that's enough about the camo glitches. The next thing I wanted to talk about was zombies. I don't think it needs to be talked about that much, but just play it or watch it. The idea that they had for zombies behind this game, I do not understand. I don't even understand how it could have went well. There's no positive side to zombies in this game. Not one. There's literally not a good side to it. Maybe the map is alright, but it's literally, a majority of it is the fucking multiplayer map. What is that? It's Red Star, just worse, which I can't believe it's worse because Red Star sucks. Red Star is the one map in this game I despise, which is good. The map design in this game was actually good. I like most of the maps. I don't despise many of the maps. That doesn't mean I love all of them though, but they're alright. The design is definitely good. All the maps, not really. But I can see the idea that they went for with them, and yeah, they're decent. Taking away round-based in zombies basically takes away the incentive to play it. And this is another thing that I talked about in like one of my first videos on Vanguard. If you're playing zombies, you're trying to do one of three things. Go for a high round, complete the Easter egg, or get camos. That's the only objective in zombies. That's the only objective that zombies has had for as long as it's been around. Besides the camos, because that wasn't even a thing until Black Ops 3. I don't want a fucking objective in zombies. The stupid ass lobby thing and getting to choose a different game mode and then play it for 3 minutes and then go back to the lobby, and that's how the round progresses. Not to mention it being beyond slow for basically as long as you can make it. Zombies in Cold War was pretty easy to me, and I can't imagine that zombies would be challenging to me at this point because I've played it for so long. I'm not saying that in like a fucking cocky or arrogant way or whatever, but I did play a lot of zombies. The only zombies maps that I really think are like hard to play are Origins, Moon's pretty fucking hard, I'm not gonna lie, Mob of the Dead, and Verrucht. That's it. Those are the only maps where I would be like, I don't think I can get past like round 30. And that would be like trying my ass off. Anything else I could get probably as high as I wanted. I would say like round like 80 or something like that. But this shit that they tried with zombies this year, and apparently they had said that they're doing away with round base completely. You're going to literally kill your own game. You're going to kill your own game and watch it die because you're just too stubborn to change it back to how the people that play your game want it to be designed. It doesn't make sense. How about a fourth next time? So another thing, after zombies, I mean, that's basically all I needed to say about that. There's not much left to say about zombies. It blows, everybody knows it. I don't know a single person that enjoys the zombies in this game. I don't even think if this was somebody's first Call of Duty and they picked up zombies, they would be like, oh wow, this is nice. Like, not even knowing how good it used to be. No, like, it sucks in general. Next thing was, this one's not that big of a deal, and I'm pretty sure this could be fixed pretty easily. It's also not something that happens very often. And this could be just a giant middle finger to PC players, honestly. I don't think this stuff happens on console, but the graphical problems in this game are, they're bad. At least when they do happen, they're bad. This shit right here, I don't even know if this can get picked up in the video, but there's like a grainy effect in the middle of my screen, and as I'm looking, you can see it kind of moving around in the middle of this pole here. That's not because I'm playing on 1080p. That's just a graphical problem. That's just not well made. That's all that is. That did not happen in Cold War. That does not happen on Modern Warfare. That doesn't happen on other games, even if I turn the settings all the way down. My settings aren't even all the way down, by the way. They're actually pretty fucking high. That's just a graphical problem. That's just something that they for some reason overlooked, something like that. That's just an example, by the way. That's not what I'm talking about. It's just an example of something that happens. There's a ton of screen tearing in this game. There's a ton of frame rate drops for weird reasons that don't really make sense. Like if there's a smoke in the middle of the map, your frames are gonna drop if there's like a ton of shit going on, which makes sense. But I'm normally playing around, like right now, since it's house, I'm a little bit lower than normal, but on average, if I'm playing on a normal map, I'm getting anywhere from like 120 to 150. 150 being like maxed out, like I'm looking into the middle of fucking nothing. I'll look at a smoke in the middle of the map and drop down to 50 and 40. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense at all. And it doesn't really mess me up that much. I got used to it, but that's just not a problem that should happen in a game like Call of Duty where they've had so much time to make it good and polish it right and still just overlook this shit. It doesn't. No. The next thing was too many gun levels, which speaks for itself. It kind of ties in with the attachments thing. I don't even need to go into it. You don't need 70 fucking levels for every gun. You don't need them. That's pointless. There's no reason for it. The casual player is not playing that much to get their gun maxed out to level 70. It just doesn't happen. The only reason I have the Kar 98 at level 70 is because it's all I've used for the last probably 2 weeks. The average player does not play like that. They don't use one gun for 2 weeks straight in an attempt to make videos and shit like that. That's not how it works. That's literally not how it works. That is a terrible idea to try and move the majority of the player base of Call of Duty, which is casual players. People pick it up maybe a couple times a week and fucking play it and expect to do good, because Call of Duty is not a hard game to play. In general, it's not hard. It's hard to do certain things. It's hard to do stuff like sniping. That's why sniping is fun for me, because it's a challenge, and if I do something cool with a sniper, it's like, oh wow, I was able to do that with something that is not fucking good. But like I said, most people aren't doing that. Most people do not do that. Most people will not do that. It doesn't make sense. You don't need 70 gun levels. You literally don't. I'll say it 100 times over. You don't need that. And you sure as hell don't need that for camos too. You have to get your gun up to level 70 in order to get all the camos on it. What the fuck is that? I thought it was bad in Modern Warfare. I thought it was bad in Cold War when I was sitting there going for camos and I had to literally level up the gun just to unlock the challenge itself. I wasn't even going for the fucking camos. A lot of the time was spent trying to level up the gun itself to get the challenges, to spend maybe an hour and a half doing them, and then I was able to get it. I'm not talking about like the mastery camo for the gun, I'm just talking about the category of camos for that section. And then you have overpowered killstreaks, bombing run. I don't understand why that's as strong as it is. I've said it before. I've said it in a video where I've gotten it, been able to call out how many kills I'm gonna get with it, got it, and I'll still sit here and say that shit needs to be nerfed. That dogs, what the fuck? The dogs literally have more health than the soldiers. I will never get a one-shot kill on a dog. I'm also never gonna hit mark somebody if I stab them with my knife. I'll hit mark a dog though, with a knife and a sniper. Also with a rocket launcher, because I've seen it in videos. And the firing run is something that causes fucking literal hell to the lobby for anybody. I can't even get my word straight. If it's as bad as it is on PC, I can only imagine how bad the firing run makes the map look on console. And people, if you've been in a lobby with it, you know what I'm talking about. It just wipes away the detail of everything. It's not like it burns stuff up, adds some kind of like burning detail or something like that, like something cool. No, it just fucking wipes away the detail of the map. It makes it look like shit for a little bit. Not to mention it drops you half your fucking frames. And I can only imagine on console, you're probably sitting there looking at 15 frames a fucking second when this stupid ass firing run comes through the map. Matchmaking glitches, right now, this is a perfect example. Actually, no, it's not, because I'm not in quick play, I'm in ship house. The amount of times that I've queued up for blitz pacing, finished out 1 or 2 games, and then been put into a tactical or an assault paced game doesn't make sense. When I queue for that, as far as I know, it's not like you are attempting, you are suggesting that you want to get blitz or tactical or assault, whatever. You're saying only put me in a lobby in blitz, only put me in a lobby in assault, only put me in a lobby that's tactical, not suggest it and then, oh well, you played a couple games of it, how about you just try tactical for once? Like, no, I want to fucking play the game mode that I queued up for. That's like queuing for domination and then you get put into a search and destroy lobby anyway because the game's like, well, we'll just choose for you, which I can't imagine that's the case. That's just a glitch with the matchmaking itself. That doesn't make sense. That again is another problem that I would imagine is not that hard to fix. Again, could be talking from complete ignorance. I don't know it. I haven't fucking made a game. I haven't made a game like this. I don't know, but I'm just assuming they've literally said it when they released Vanguard that there was thousands of people developing the game. You really can't just pull 500 of them aside just to make a quick fix to the matchmaking? You were to make a kill streak that basically crashed the whole game. You really can't fix that? And the last thing kind of ties into it is just skill-based matchmaking. I don't need to fucking talk about that. It's going to be in the game forever, I know, but I just like to complain about it because I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's a terrible idea in casual. I don't think it's a terrible idea if there was a ranked game mode in Call of Duty. Ranks and levels are not the same thing. I could get to level 100 and stay at level 100 forever. Well, not anymore because it resets your stats. I could get to level 55 and stay at 55 forever without touching the game after that. I'll still stay at that same level. If I get to the top rank in a game like CSGO or something like that, and then I don't play for like a week, my rank will drop and it will keep dropping and dropping and dropping, and I'm gonna get put into games with people that have that same rank. For some unknown reason, they refuse to put a fucking ranked game mode in Call of Duty. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they're like thinking that people don't casually want to play the fucking game. I'll admit it. I want to play casual. I want to use a sniper. I want to get into some lobbies where I fucking slap the shit out of people. I think that's fun. Now, in return, I'm also going to get put into lobbies where I get my shit slapped around because it's just casual. I'm just getting put into random fucking games. And I know skill-based matchmaking has been in the game forever. I think, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it has, but it just hasn't been as strong as it was in Modern Warfare. After Modern Warfare, it really got like, I don't know, it just got super strict. I don't know. Like I said, I will be playing this game year round. For the most part, I have fun playing it, but it's just these things that come up and it just shows laziness within the development of the game itself. It's not polished enough to put it out. If a game like this was put out when Call of Duty was still like coming up, like something like MW2, there was a lot of broken stuff in MW2, but for the most part, it was finished. There wasn't that much broken shit. There wasn't broken stuff on the level that games like this are now. There wasn't like graphical problems in MW2. There wasn't shit like that. There wasn't camo glitches in MW2 with unlocking the camos themselves. There was just broken guns. I don't even need to quote that. You know what I mean. There was broken ass guns. Like the M16 from COD 4 was broken. It was way overpowered. Noob tubing, one-man army. That was broken. Those were exploits though that people kind of had to dig for. It wasn't something that would have just naturally been found out about. And if a game like this was released back then, a lot of people probably would have turned away from it. But now that Call of Duty is, everybody knows what Call of Duty is. Even if you don't play it, you've heard of it before. And I guess the fact that so many people know about it now, just, it makes them lose motivation to make a polished game completely. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I think they should switch to like a 2 or 3 year cycle instead of dropping these every year, because somewhere along the lines, they lost the ability to come out with shit every year that was completely done. Something like Cold War, which I know that was made in only a couple months because of some stuff that got mixed up with Activision. I don't feel like Cold War was officially, the full release of Cold War felt like it was when it was the end of its cycle. When Vanguard was about to come out, that is how I would imagine Cold War should have dropped. They need to start doing 2 or 3 open betas for people, because the developers aren't playing this game for themselves. They're not, obviously. They don't sit down and try and go through and play it naturally and have these problems come up. These problems just get swept under the rug because they don't even fucking know that they're there until it hits the public. And I said that before, they should have done another round of the beta for this game, which I don't know if other people agree with that. I haven't heard anybody else say that before. It's just something that I think they need to do in order for them to get the most information. And Sledgehammer had even said, listen, we'll change the game, we'll fix stuff if it's, you know, constructive criticism. It's not just, you know, straight up saying like, oh, fuck you, end your game, Call of Duty's dead. What a lot of people have said, there's a lot of shit broken, there's a lot of shit that needs to be balanced, there's a lot of shit that needs to be nerfed, buffed, and they just ignore it. They start coming out with stupid shit. I don't care about the battle pass. I really don't. Take the shit away. Take it away for all I care. If it means that I can have a game that is completely done and fixed, I don't care. For some reason, they feel the need to take and give playlists instead of just keeping them all in the game. I don't know what the fuck that does for them. I don't know how that affects numbers. I can't imagine that it does in any way, shape, or form. If I get onto a game and the playlist, let's say, isn't there that I want to play, I'm gonna get the fuck off. I'm not gonna sit there and force myself, oh wow, I have to play the maps that they put a ton of time into now. Like, what? No, I'm not gonna waste my time. And that's talking from the standpoint of a casual player. Someone like me, yeah, you got me. I'm gonna sit there and play your shitty map because I want to make YouTube videos on it. And I want to make montages on it. Sucks for me. I like doing it. I now have to force myself to have fun on something that I don't have fun on. Again, most of the time I do have fun. It's just the shit gets me incredibly frustrated, considering I have been playing this game for over a fucking decade. I started playing this shit since COD 4. Like, I know how Call of Duty should be. I think, not coming from a development standpoint, coming from a literal player standpoint, I've probably put more time into this fucking game than the developers themselves. And there's people that are saying the same shit as me that have literally 5 times as much playtime on Call of Duty than I do. I don't know. It doesn't fully make sense to me. If they need to delay Modern Warfare 2, I know, like, that's the next one that's coming out. It's basically just gonna be Modern Warfare 2019, but it's gonna be 2. Delay it a whole year if you have to. I'm fine with it. But yeah, I think that's basically everything I wanted to talk about in this video. This is gonna be the longest video I've ever uploaded on my channel, 100%, but whatever. I needed to say it. And the next video that I upload will just be a normal video. So yeah, if anybody sees this and agrees with me, just, dear God, let me know I'm not alone.